want to stand here. My heart is beating very fast, not because I'm nervous, because I'm so humble for the opportunity to serve in my hometown.
New tonight, history was made at Starlight Missionary Baptist Church in DeRidder. Michael D. Harris was sworn in as the city's first black mayor. It was an emotional day for Michael D. Harris and his family. At times, you could see the First Lady wiping away tears. Several elected officials were in attendance, and those who spoke during the ceremony highlighted Harris's character and emphasized that he is the right person to lead the city forward. At exactly 3:57 p.m., Harris took the oath of office.
In the ordinance of the city of DeRidder.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
During his campaign, Harris pledged to audit the city's finances if elected. He says that promise was fulfilled on his second day in office when outside auditors began reviewing the city's budget. He says he's pleased with the results.
It made me feel very confident, very good, knowing that I'm walking in and the finances looking pretty good as far as what we could manage at City Hall.
But the audit revealed something else. Harris says the city is only earning 1% interest on millions of dollars held in local banks. He says that's unacceptable.
I just believe we can get better interest for the city's money. They hired me to operate in their best interest, and I just think we can do better.
In his first week, Harris also met with city employees, many of whom he says are juggling multiple responsibilities. He says supporting city workers will be a priority.
My job is whenever I do leave office, the person coming behind me would see how wonderful you are. They would understand to lose you as a valuable asset will be detrimental to the city.
In his inaugural address, Harris shared ambitious goals for DeRidder. He says developers from Baton Rouge are planning to build low-income housing on a 100-acre site in the city. He also announced the start of a job training program for full-time students aged 17 to 25. 4 students have already applied. And he's had early conversations with leadership at Fort Johnson to strengthen the city's relationship with the military base.
I just believe that you deserve the best.
I asked Harris what message he has for the people of DeRidder.
We have to build one another as Jesus was a carpenter and not a demolition man. I commit to you in front of you to operate with integrity. And I am so humbled. As far as the city of DeRidder, you hadn't seen the best yet. The best is yet to come.
Mayor Harris will serve out the remainder of the former mayor's term, which he says ends in 14 months. He tells me exclusively that he plans to run for a full term in the next election cycle.